Hey, my name's Mark. I'll be doing a review of the Rokinon / Samyang 85mm lens. The reason why I say Samyang / Rokinon or Rokinon / Samyang is because this lens is manufactured in Korea. I'm not sure whether it's north or south, but it's manufactured in Korea and then it's just branded differently. Just a straight out disclaimer, I am a pretty big fan of these lenses. I think for the price, there's nothing else on the market. If you're like me and you started out using DSLRs as a quick and fairly high quality way of getting footage, these are just awesome. You don't get automatic focusing, you don't get image stabilization, but what you do get is manual controls on your aperture, manual controls on your focus, and pretty good looking glass. In hand, there are some things that are a little bit flimsy. These are the lens hood and the cap are not fantastic, but as far as the lens goes, going through the aperture and the focus, they're both super smooth and pretty robust. Just touching on the manual focus, manual aperture, if you're a photographer, you're going to be freaking out at this point and you're probably going to turn the video off. But if you're into film, there's nothing better. I've found a few filmmakers want to have the aperture controlled in their camera, but I just find that I end up spending countless hours trying to find the controls for that. So I just much rather set it on my lens, change it how I need it, and go from there. Manual focus, if you're doing film, is what you need. You don't want to be relying on your camera to be controlling the focus for you. So if you're a photographer, I'd turn off this video unless you're heaps big into the whole manual thing. But if you are into short films or using your DSLR as a video camera, or just using these on, I'm about to get my Blackmagic cinema camera, and I will be putting these straight on that because these are just brilliant lenses for the price. Touching on the price, these go for about $350. I think the new ones that talk to your camera are about $400, but the equivalent Canon, and I don't have a Canon to show you image quality, but you should be able to look that up real easy, but the Canon's about $1,600, and from what I can see, the image quality isn't that big a difference. The big buy factor on these lenses is the fact that they are all the way to 1.4 f-stop to a 22.0 f-stop, which is a huge range of light. And so if you are shooting with DSLR or any camera and you're looking to get that depth of field so that you can make your images look more cinema-ish, then that is a big selling point for this lens, because you're going to get that depth of field, you're going to get a lot of light in, you're not going to need to push your ISO, and with most cameras, the more light you can give them to start off with, the better they're going to work. Just quickly touching on the focus throw. That is a big thing when you are working with lenses and making films. So I'm talking more to the filmmaker here. When you want to do a rack focus, or you just want to get a quick and precise focus on your main character or whatever you're focusing on, this is super smooth. It's got a pretty big throw, which means that you've got a lot of room to kind of nail it. You're not kind of turning it and you've gone from one extreme to another. You've got a bit of room there to nail it in, and it's a really smooth, controllable. If you're doing a rack focus, you're not going to get that jittery moving through the things. I can't explain it, but you've seen it in footage. Yeah, so in that respect, it is a pretty sweet little lens. And finally, quality of the image. I think these things shoot great footage, and I'll be throwing some footage at the end of this review, so you can check it out for yourself and see how it works. And I think for the price, there's nothing better on the market. The reason why I'm doing a quick review on this is because I'm shipping this off. With my Blackmagic, the crop is like 2.3, which turns this into almost a 200mm lens on that camera, and so it's not fantastic for that. I will tell you though, it's a long focal length, so it is. It wouldn't be my A lens, it would be my B lens, which it was for so long. But with the crop factor, my 35 is now my B lens, and I'm hopefully going to be getting a 14 in, and that'll roughly work out to the same measurements I was working on my current camera. It's great for crushing depth. I'll put a quick shot in from a film that we did where we wanted to have a car drop on someone, and we didn't obviously want to drop the car on them, so we shot from right back with the 85, which on my 60D at the time was about a 110 equivalent, and you couldn't tell the difference. So there is a ton of uses for this. To the person that bought it, if you're watching this to find out more about what you just purchased, it's a pretty good lens. Stoked for you. But yeah, if you are using a crop sensor, do realize that it's going to be a lot longer than an 85mm, but on a full frame camera, it's good to have for those shots where you do want to crush the depth and you want to really get a strong depth of field, because with the longer focal length, it is going to wash the background a lot more. So I hope that was helpful. We're going to be doing a whole lot more stuff. I'm going to be playing with my Blackmagic when we get it, and we will be having some more DIY stuff. We've got a crane up at the moment, but I've reworked that whole thing and really want to get a new one up for you guys. And I've got a snorri cam, which is actually, for the price that I built it, just awesome. But I will be just shimbling with that a bit more to see if I can get it to take some bigger cameras and maybe be a little bit more versatile, and then we'll be getting that information to you. We've got a whole bunch of short films if you want to check those out, and yeah, hope you enjoy this video.
Haven't you got some real important business to attend to? Someplace else?